I'm Dewayne Cook, and here's what's cooking in the sports kitchen. The Florida Gator men's basketball team hit the road last night, hoping for a much-needed victory over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama head coach Anthony Grant had never beaten his mentor, Billy Donovan, in 9 matchups. He was hoping that the 10th time would be the charm. The Gators came out firing in the first half as Eli Carter put up 11 to give the Gators a 35-22 halftime lead. The lead, however, would fall as the Crimson Tide went on a 19-6 run to begin the second half to tie the game at 41. Alabama's Ricky Tarrant, who only scored 1 point in the first half, started getting hot from the field, and he was able to finish the game with 13 points. Skipping ahead now to under a minute left in the game. Scores tied at 50-all, and the Gators had the ball. With just over 20 seconds on the clock, Dorian Finney-Smith decides to take matters into his own hands with this monster throwdown over Michael Kesson. Let's see it again. To take away from broadcaster Mike Tirico, Dorian Finney-Smith with no regard for human life. Still, Alabama had a chance to tie the game or win it. Captain Levi Randolph drives down and puts up the shot. But guess who? Dorian Finney-Smith gets a piece of it and the rebound, and the Gators escape Tuscaloosa with a 52-50 win. Gators' next game is at home on Saturday afternoon when the Arkansas Razorbacks come to Gainesville. Now over on the women's side, the Gator basketball team is getting ready for Missouri to come to Gainesville tomorrow night. The Gators already lost to the Tigers this year on January 11th, 66-47. The Gators got a much-needed win over Arkansas in the O-Dome last Saturday, and they will try to string together back-to-back SEC wins for the first time this season. Against Arkansas, the Gators had arguably their most complete game, with 4 different Gators in double figures in scoring, led by both Carly Needles and January Miller with 16 each. Another key in the game that head coach Amanda Butler pointed out was the rebounding. Florida will need another solid performance from their point guard, Carly Needles. And Needles is also happy they now get to play Missouri at home.
Being able to play on our home court, get a win against a really good team in Arkansas, really gives us the confidence to move on to other teams that will come here and to play on the road.
Let's take a look at the key players for the Missouri Tigers. Sophomore forward Jordan Frericks is a double-double machine for the Tigers, averaging 13 points per game and just shy of 10 rebounds per game. Not only is she dynamite on the offensive end for the Tigers, she's also very tough defensively, averaging 1.5 blocks and 2 steals per game. Senior guard Morgan I is the second leading scorer behind Frericks. She averages just over 10 points per game for Missouri. And redshirt sophomore guard Lindsey Cunningham runs the offense. While she only averages 3 points per game, she passes the ball very well, averaging 3 assists per game. If the Gators want to get the win over the Tigers, they have to try to contain Jordan Frericks and have another balanced evening on offense similar to the Arkansas game. With it being Super Bowl week, sometimes the media days can be more entertaining than the actual game. Marshawn Lynch, for example, spent 5 minutes yesterday answering questions with, "I'm just here so I don't get fined." Turns out he might get fined anyway because of the hat he wore. After already being fined upwards of $20,000 during this playoffs, Beast Mode might owe a little more out of his pocket. Well, that's all I have cooking in my sports kitchen today. We'll have one last look at the weather forecast after the break. Lovely.